Hi everybody, this is Steve, and welcome to Game Dev Tycoon. Now this is a really fun little, kind of simple game. I don't know why it's a fun little simple game. It's one I really enjoy, but it's where you get to play as somebody who makes and designs and creates video games. I love video games. I used to want to be a programmer, so this really appealed to me. Now, I have played through it several times, and each time you start a new game, things that you've unlocked, just like information about different combos and stuff, carries over. So all of that I have done is going to carry over, but that won't ruin any of the game for you guys, or for me, really. It just makes it more fun, because that means there's just still a lot of other stuff for me to do. Excuse me for earlier. Alright, so I literally just clicked new game from my last one, and this is what loaded up. So let's get started. Welcome to Game Dev Tycoon. Tycoon. In this business simulation, you have been transported back in time to start your very own game development company right at the beginning of the PC revolution. In the next 35 years, you can build your dream company, create best-selling games, gain fans, and become the leader of the market. So that is our goal, is to become number one, to become the best company. So let's get started. Before you can start your adventure, you have to give your upcoming company a name. So we're just gonna keep it simple and call it Steve's. There we go. And player, Steve. I am very original. Yeah, we'll stick with male character. I've kind of always played as that guy, because it's, you know, the only redhead. Brunette. Well, I guess there is another. Sure, we'll go as this guy with the green. Works for me. Green's my favorite color, so that works out real well. Alright. And continue. Okay. So I am going to leave the hints before from the previous, as I was saying. I don't think it really takes anything away for this playthrough. Plus, it's just going to help me speed things along, so I'm not having to just try to remember and guess. I don't know if I'm going to do anything past this first video. It just kind of depends, because like I said, it's not much different after this first one. Once you get the concepts down, I mean, there is some stuff once you get to the kind of the very end of the game. But yeah, I'll get to that as we keep going. So I am going to keep the hints in, though. So yes, we will import the hints. All right. Is it going to let me do anything yet? I thought I remembered another hint. Well, maybe that was tutorial stuff. Okay, so it starts off with 4 topics, and they're always 4 random ones. It's not always these 4. So these are just kind of like user ratings. The youth, everyone, mature. The green pluses mean it's a good topic for that genre, that age group, and the red means it's bad. Okay, but we'll go with martial arts, just because I don't have very much on this one yet. So let's start figuring some stuff out about it. Let's make it an action game. Yeah, well, we want good combos for this start till we build up enough money. And okay, so now you got to start off with these 2 systems here, 2 different types of computers. Now remember, this is supposed to be like 35 years ago. So late 70s, early 80s. Excuse me. Woo. Chugged down some water before I did this, and that turned out to be a bad idea. So I have done PC a lot, because, well, I'll try not to ruin it for you, but there's a reason why I've done PC a lot. And I'm just going to start with that, because, again, right now we're going for as much money as we can. And let's just call this Karate Fu. Yep, I just went with that. Next. Now, we could make it text-based, or a 2D graphic, and that's just version 1, and which we will. I prefer to stick with that. Text-based is if I just made a couple bad decisions and I really have no money to work with. It's the only time I really ever do that. So start development. All right. Okay. So now we get to decide on how kind of the game is balanced. And these are different hints I've unlocked. If it's kind of gray, it means it might be this, because it's something I've unlocked for a similar game. But if it's the black, definite. So I definitely want a lot to focus on the engine of the game. Kind of okay focus on the gameplay, and very little on the story / quests. Alright, so okay. Okay, so now I'm designing and making the video game. Okay, now for the next part. Now we got dialogues, level design, and the artificial intelligence. So we definitely want lots of artificial intelligence, moderate level design, and very little dialogue. Which makes sense. I mean, martial arts game. You're not there for the story, you're there for beating up enemies. And you kind of want smart enemies, or smart-ish enemies, so that, you know, you don't get bored with easy-to-defeat opponents. Alright. Okay. Man, these games are so easy to make here at the very beginning. I was actually playing a little bit of the end game stuff just to get some practice in, and, you know, I just love this game anyways. So this was world, but yeah, it's way more complicated at the end. Way more things to keep track of than this. But anyway, so we got world design, graphic, and sound. We definitely want a lot on the graphics. Another reason I went 2D instead of text-based. Text-based would not be very good for this, but it actually could be good for some other options, and we'll explore that. Okay, and moderate sound. But yeah, so like that. Let us go. Okay. Not bad numbers for our first game. Yeah, rent. $8,000 a month. Rent is dang expensive for this place. Finish! We had to wait till we got rid of fixed all the bugs. I fixed all the bugs. Okay. So, this is the experience we gained, and it's broken down into the categories. The better in a category we are, the more likely, you know, the better we're going to do when we're programming. Okay. So, got a decent amount of experience. Design points and technology points. It's more technology-based than design-based. And we can change the name at this point if we want to, but I'm going to leave it Karate Fu, even though it's a dumb name. Release game. All right, and now we get our game reviews. The first reviews for our newly released game, Karate Fu, came in. Okay. All right, now this is how people think of the game. So it's like, you know, you pick up a gaming magazine and it's got the ratings, or heck, even if you pick up a video game and it's got the ratings on the back of the case, like what different companies have said about it, that's what this is. So we got 3 7s and a 5 from, let's see, Star Games, Informed Gamer, Game Hero, and All Games. Lots of references to actual companies and stuff. So that averages out to, I think, like a 6. It's like a 6 point, might be 6.5. It'll tell me the average here in a second. I just like to try to guess it. So now we get to generate a game report, which is how I find out about the information for when I make games, like what aspects are better than others. So how close? Hey, it was a 6.5. All right, select. Oh, hey, this is a random kind of event pop-up. News. Steve's, a newcomer in the game industry. Oh, hold on. Steve's, a newcomer in the game industry, has just released their first game, Karate Fu. The game received favorable reviews. With such a good start, Steve's are sure to gain fans quickly. I hope so. Right. Okay, so now I'm generating that report that I was talking about, which gets me research points. Those become important later. Alright, so, well, it wasn't on the market for very long. Oh no, that's just the first week. In the first week, Karate Fu sold 4,545 units in its first week on the market. We made it in the charts as number 54. Not bad at all. Alright, so about our fans. Karate Fu was so successful that we now have 26 fans. That's a lot of fans. I'm sure it would feel pretty good in my room, though. All right. So here's our game report. Our post-release analysis of Karate Fu is complete, and we got the following results. Gameplay seems to be quite important for this type of game. All right, so that's kind of what we suspected, and now we know for certain. And world design seems to be not very important for this type of game, which I think is another thing we knew, but now we know, again, for certain. Okay. All right. Okay, I was expecting... Oh yeah, I keep expecting some of these tutorial pop-ups that happened the first time I played through it. And I don't know why. I've played through this like 3 times since then. So I don't know why I keep thinking they're going to pop up. Now it would have just... What it would have told us about is the research part here. So now we can research, discover new things. So I could research one of these new topics, which I'm just going to keep what I have, or I can make a custom game engine, which I don't have enough points. So I'm actually going to save up for that, but it's how we make better games instead of... because otherwise we would just have to rely on like just these, or sorry, for the game engine, for like the platform. Not everything shows up on here yet, but there's a bunch of other options that'll come up as we make our own game engine. We get to alter graphics and all kinds of aspects like that. All right, so let's do a medieval game. A medieval... I thought medieval simulation was a good combination. Great. Don't know that one yet. Great. Well, all of them. So let's go RPG. So, oh, what do I want to call it? Medieval-styled role-playing game. Let's call it Dragon Fantasy. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, so seemed appropriate. All right, again, we'll do it for just for the... let's switch it up. Let's switch up some of the options on this one. We'll pick the G64. Okay, we'll go next here, pick our graphics. Again, we'll just stick with the 2D graphics. No, on this one, let's go text-based. Because, again, just switch some things up here. Plus, it's more expensive computer. So we're just dropping cost, too, at the same time. So let's start development. Oh, and this is about our last game, Karate Fu. Sales record. Karate Fu has achieved a company sale record with over 10,000 units sold. This is an important milestone in the history of Steve's. True. Our very first game has sold now 11,000 units. Oh, I just realized my webcam is covering up part of all that. Up right behind where my webcam is some information you guys can't see. Unfortunately, it's too late for me to fix it in this video. No, it's actually not. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, everybody. You should be able to now see that up there in the corner. Sorry I had that covered up. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, so that's what shows my number of fans, how long we've been playing. So we're already 1 year, 5 months, 1 week into the time frame, which we have 35 years before we hit end game. Now you can keep playing past that point, but that's kind of like your deadline for the kind of the end game events that take place. All right, so oh yeah, and then it shows what the last game I made, how it's doing. Each one of those bars is kind of each week since it's been out, and that's number of sales, and then the rest should be self-explanatory. So let's get it back into finishing our new game here, picking how we want this new one to be made. So that should be good. Definitely needs the emphasis on story and quests. All right, Steve, come on, make that game. Wish I could make a game. I could make a text-based pretty easily. I have the skills for that, but I don't have the programs or the current practice to make anything past a text-based. Those skills are so rusty, it's not even funny. I'd have to do a lot of studying to get back to that point. But anyways, for this part, it looks like we need more emphasis on dialogue for an RPG-based game than level designer or the artificial intelligence, the AI. All right. It's definitely going to be one much higher in design compared to the technology, because it's more art related, somewhere there in the middle. But yeah, it's more about the world, the scenery, than it is about, you know, the physics and the engine and those kinds of aspects. Man, I haven't talked much today, and I feel like I'm already losing my voice. All right, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a complete reversal from the last game. Oh hey, final pop-up about our last game, Karate Fu. Karate Fu is now off the market. It sold 13,411 units, generating 93,903 in sales. Did pretty good. We started off with $70,000 as the game began there, and now we've already made more than double that. We've already more than doubled our money. Okay, get rid of all those bugs. Make sure the game's working right. Finish. Dragon Fantasy is ready. Set a new record in design. Cool. Now, these numbers will actually eventually, because eventually, you know, obviously we're a company. We'll eventually get to a point in the game where we move to a new location, have a staff, and they're helping us design the game, and these numbers become quite a bit higher. But for now, this is great numbers. Okay, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and release that game. Not quite certain how long I've been playing here. This is fun. I'm sure you guys are enjoying it. Game review. The first reviews for our newly released game, Dragon Fantasy, came in. All right. What do we got here? Got an 8 from Star Games. Played it for days. Got an 8 from Informed Gamer, saying very good. Got a 6. Come on, Game Hero. Well, they liked it. And an 8 from All Games. Very enjoyable. So it should be a 7.5. Happen to just follow the same theme as the last one, but just higher numbers. Cool. Close. Let's generate that game report. Select. Ooh, some industry news. Now, this is one of those things. Just an in-game event that I was talking about. Now, this might surprise you as to why I was picking the PC over the G64, but this is still important. Recent market studies suggest that the Govador G64 is steadily outselling competitors in the PC sector. Consumers prefer the lower price, greater availability, and the flexible hardware configuration over other home computers. So right now in the game, this one is the top selling between the two. So it's more expensive, but you have a chance of making more money right now off of these systems. All right. Experts say that this might spell the end of competing hardware manufacturers. But does it? Now, if you know anything about computers, that is not the case. Or the history of computers, I mean. Okay. Ooh, here's the game report for Dragon Fantasy. Our post-release analysis of Dragon Fantasy is complete, and we got the following results. World design seems to be very important for this type of game. All right, so you guys get the point. I'm not going to read these kind of pop-ups that are just repeats over and over again after this point. Just the new kind of exciting things. You can always pause if you want to read them after this point, but it should speed things along, or help speed things along. Ooh, man, this one is making bank. All right. Let's make one more game. And then we'll probably call this video good. Let's do horror. and we'll make it not a simulation. I feel like that'd be a bad idea. Let's do adventure. I don't have that. Well, I know an action is a great game. Let's do adventure. No, because I've already made an adventure game. We'll make it an action game then. Just, again, switch things up. We'll go back to PC just because it's cheaper. Ooh. What do I want to call this game? Let's call it... It's a horror action game. So I'm going to call it Frank's... I'm going to call it Ooh, no, I'm going to do it like this. 4 Nights at Frank's. You probably know what, though that one's more of a jump scare, though I guess it falls under horror. But the game name I'm spinning that off of. Oh, man. I think I am hilarious. All right, we're going to go back to the 2D graphics, though. This game, it would be way ahead of its time if it came out back in the 70s. All right, so we want engine over the others and very little story and quest. Man. All right, I got a water bottle right here. Give me a second. That's better. I feel like I was getting really raspy. Okay. Come on, Steve. Design that game. Okay. Now, very little dialogue, but we want lots of artificial intelligence. Which would make sense for a horror jump scare kind of a game, because, in my mind anyways, because you want the computer to be smart on trying to get you. Makes things more interesting. Excuse me. Water does it to me every time. Well, any drink. Okay. Oh, hey, this is another interesting event item. Industry news. According to rumors, the Japanese company Ninvento is planning to launch its very own home gaming console. Ninvento is known for the wildly successful arcade game Dinky King. That would be really interesting if the game was actually called that instead of Donkey Kong. But anyways, many industry experts doubt that home gaming consoles will take off, but we are eager to see what Ninvento will deliver. Well, I don't know. I kind of tend to agree that I don't think home consoles really did well. All right, now this one, the emphasis for this part, the emphasis is actually on the graphics, which is very good that we did 2D graphics over a text base. Though a text-based horror game, it'd just be like reading a scary book, really. Like a choose-your-own-adventure scary book. That'd be kind of fun. Might have to try that out sometime. All right, okay. I do like the music in this as well. All right. Okay, fix those 4, 3, 2, 1 bugs. No bugs. Okay, Dragon Fantasy made us almost $170,000. Sold almost like twice as many games too. Finish. Pretty balanced between design and technology. Didn't break any records with each one of those. Well, I've made enough money. I probably could have almost let it go a little bit longer and see if he'd I clicked, which sped that up. Yeah, see if he raised it any, because he kept raising the design. Or it kept going up the longer I waited. Alright, now I have finally leveled up a few of these aspects of the games, like engine, artificial intelligence, and graphics are now higher. Alright, let's go ahead and release this game. Ooh, and I broke 50 on the research points. Alright, so the game review is in. How did we do? A 7, not bad. That's average. Ooh, an 8. Horror and action is a great combination. That is good to know. Another 7 and another 7. Alright, so that's a 7.25. Not as good as our last one, but still very well done. Ugh, man, I gotta stop drinking while I'm recording. Okay, generate that game report. Okay, how are we gonna do in the first week? Oh, hey, contract work. Now this stuff is fun. It's kind of just a little side project. You don't pick any aspects or anything. It's just like a little task you choose to take up, which if you get it completed, you make some bonus money. And so it's like just a little quick way to make a few extra bucks if you're trying to make enough so you can make a game. But if you fail to meet the deadline, because some of these contracts are a little harder, then you get a penalty. They kind of suck. Let's just read this real quick. Hi there. I've just finished 4 nights at Frank's, and I am impressed by your talent. I'm in the contracting business, and we could use skills like yours. If you're ever short on cash, just let me know, and I will see if I have some work for you. Jason. Thanks, Jason. I'll do one of them before I get off here, just to show you guys what it's all about. Okay. Yeah, world design is important. Good to know. Alright, I don't have to click on my character. I don't know why I keep doing that. So let's just do this play test. So you have several different options. But we'll just do the play test. Now, I get 13,000 if I complete it. If I don't, though, in the 4 weeks, I lose 6,000. Fortunately, they're all pretty easy, these first couple ones. Later on, they get to be much more complicated. And it'll be like a penalty larger than the amount of cash I currently have now. But then by then I'll have so much money, that's not really anything. All right. Ooh, a new news announcement. Today, Ninvento has confirmed recent rumors and announced their plans to release a new home gaming console called TES, or TES as I like to call it, which is probably what they meant to do in this, because NES. Okay, early next year, the console features cartridge-based games and a uniquely designed controller. My brother had a Nintendo. At least yeah, no, it really was his. And I missed that thing. We only had it. I only remember it being played for a little before us fighting over it got broke and all that. No, my parents sold it in a garage sale because we kept fighting over it. Something like that. But yeah. And then it was like over 10 years before I had my own console after that. And man, they're just the best things ever. Okay. So we succeeded in the client, and here's Jason here for another announcement. Excuse me. Jason here. I just got word from the client that the contract was completed successfully. Excellent work. Usually I have new contracts every 6 months, so check back sometime. Alright. So like if I don't finish these ones, they'll get replaced every 6 months, or if I do all of them, then I have to wait till that 6 months is up, and then new ones will appear. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now I want to be able to develop my own game engine. I won't be able to develop any aspects for it yet, because I haven't researched any of the aspects, but I will have the possibility to now make my own engine, and so therefore now I'll have the opportunity to research the new aspects for the game engine. Okay, oh, hey, the game just went off the market and it made us 101,000. Not quite as much as the last game, but still a good amount. Alright, and now my research is finished, so I can make a custom game engine. Well, okay, actually, I can add these two aspects. I did forget about that, and we want the 2D graphics version 2. Ooh... What do we want to call this engine? Ooh, oh, I don't know. Let's think. In my other playthroughs, I usually just used my name and some aspect for these. Let's call it no. I'm going to call it the Dork Engine. Dork Engine number 1. Yeah. I like it. It's going to be the Dork Engine. So we will create that engine. Now it does cost me $90,000 to make this engine, which was a good chunk of the money I had. And now I don't have any income because I have no games being no games out on the market. But this will be worth it. No, I'm gonna make one more game. I was gonna end it here, but I'm gonna make one more. This video is gonna be definitely longer than I originally planned, but that's okay. But now I want to show off these other aspects, and then we'll call it. And excuse me. But yes, we'll call it there, and maybe I'll play more, maybe I won't. We'll kind of see how the reaction to this game goes. Okay, so the Ninvento is now on the market. Excuse me. So any of these games I make, I can now pick for them to be sold, so I can, not that one, I meant platform. So when I pick the platform, I can still have it be for the computers, or I can now have it be sold for the tests. Ooh, what game do I want to do though? The only one I haven't done is hunting. Let's do a hunting simulation. Those are always good. And we'll do, well, there was stuff like Duck Hunt for the tests. It's going to cost $80,000 for the license to make games for this, but it's going to be worth it, trust me. We will make much more than that back. You know what? Let's make this Goose Hunt. Yeah. Okay, so now we get to pick our engine too. If I didn't pick that, like, see if I do this and I just go to next. Still has the version 2. Oh yeah, because it's still selected. I somehow can't unselect it now. Okay, so just the version 2 graphics wouldn't be there if I hadn't have selected that engine for this part. Now those other aspects that we added in too, here, you'll see those here in just a minute. So let's start development. All right, well, bugs right off the bat. All right, so we need focus on gameplay. Yeah, the main focus on the gameplay. Now these aspects, the linear story and the save game, which is the only two new things other than the version 2 on the 2D graphics, would not be here if I didn't pick the custom engine that was developed. So now I'm going to put in save game, but I'm not going to add in the linear story because story is not important. So it would be a waste to the game to add a story, to add the linear story to it. So it'll just kind of be a free-flowing hunting simulation, really. All right, let's continue on. Okay, what will need to be the focus in the next section? So artificial intelligence, so we're going to leave it just like this. Now, we will eventually unlock other options like the linear story and save game, and those will pop up over here like the last part did. And then we'll select those. But for now, obviously we haven't unlocked those, and we'll have to make another custom engine when we do to add those in. But for now, don't have them, so we'll just move on. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm excited how this game's going to turn out. Hey, and we got to leave this one just like it is too. So yeah, we'll just leave those. Eventually we'll get better sound, better graphic options like that, and stuff about world design. But those will come in much later. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to break any records with this one. Okay, get rid of those bugs. We want the game working well. Okay, and... Whoa, you found a new bug. Or made a new bug. There. 13 of 13. Which, traditionally, the number by itself is actually lucky. It is the whole concept of 13 being unlucky, I believe, comes from the whole Friday the 13th. Which, Friday the 13th is unlucky. But Fridays and 13, the number 13, are not unlucky by themselves. But yeah, hey, I leveled up. My little rant there. I don't know how much of that's actually true. That's besides the point. Who needs facts? All right, so that's some new aspects that'll come up on the side stuff. Game tutorials, mono sound. that we'll need to research, add into our engine, and will help improve the games a bunch. All right. Game. Oh, I was about to start ending everything. Ooh, we only have $2,000 left. It's a good thing the game is about to hit the market. Because the things on the side, I had forgot to take into consideration how much those add to the cost, and I added stuff to the game. All right, let's see what kind of reviews though we're gonna get. A 7. A 7. Excellent. All right, 7's pretty good, and an 8. Okay, so it'll be 7.25. Awesome. That makes me pretty happy. So let's get some of that money back before we go completely broke. And just like that, $90,000. Told you it was going to be all worth it. Everything we just did there, making all of our money back, and we're going to make even more than that back. But I'm going to save that so nothing new pops up and I have to deal with it. But I'm going to save all that for another time if I decide to make another video for this game. I haven't quite decided. Because as I kind of mentioned very early on, a lot of this is just repeat over and over again. So if I do, I might just do kind of a time lapse, speed through everything, and just when I feel like I'm making a big choice, or you know, some aspect of the game is going to be altered, bring you guys back in and talk about it. I may just rush through to the end game, or to when I get to move to a new location, just to show you guys that stuff. I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll come back potentially with more. If not, hey, I've got tons of other great games I want to show you guys. Now, if you did like this video, though, please go ahead and click there on that like button. Don't forget to also click on the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my most recent videos. Please also leave your comments and feedback below. I do want to hear from you. In the meantime, though, I will see you later.